And we're live.
Alrighty. All right, Ryan. So, looking over your cover letter and resume, I see some things that I too have some struggles with and some strengths with. Um, but overall, not to give you an opinion, so I don't want to give you any sort of opinion on like to influence you. But I have some problems with like kind of attention to detail in mine. So a lot of like grammar mistakes I see with mine. So I don't know if you're having the same trouble with that, but I know I am. So I just maybe something to like maybe look over and maybe have somebody else, maybe McDum or myself, spell check it. Just because sometimes you don't catch it and then somebody else will because you're staring at it a little bit too much. So maybe somebody else might catch that. What do you think, McDum? Did you see anything like that in his?
So for the cover letter, I think it like focus on like why you are interested in this position and where you catch it. So I think like Ryan, you like write like without the unique position like title. Did
Mhm.
you?
Are you talking about my cover letter?
Yeah, we're talking. We're
Yeah.
in regards to your cover letter.
Okay.
So I think you
Um,
can do that, like in your first paragraph, and the second paragraph is kind of mathy, I think. So you can like separate like you two highlights qualification like into two like smaller ones to be brief.
like break my paragraph up into smaller pieces, more
Yeah.
specific.
Mhm.
I like that.
Okay.
In looking at the ad, like the one from Craigslist, I'm looking at it right now on my screen. And one of the requirements says implementing basic SEO principles, which is something that I wasn't familiar with, so I had to do a little bit of research on that before giving you advice. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Still don't know what that means. I had to look that up.
Um, well, what I was gonna say is the only experience I have with that is what we've gone over in class with like
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like this, and I looked it up, and it was about like how to get things searched on a website. Like you type it into Google, what's gonna make it pop up on that first page? And I was like, don't you think this is something that we're like learning in class right now? This is so maybe for that you could maybe say, oh, I'm taking this writing class where we're learning how to exactly do SEO systems. Like
yeah.
that's really cool. I didn't know that we were doing that, but it, kind of in a nutshell, it's gonna be on the same lines as SEO. So I found that to be interesting.
Yeah, I like wanted to include because like this is like the first time I've ever learned about SEO as well.
Mhm.
I didn't really know how to be like, oh yeah, I'm like experienced in SEO because I'm just learning about it now for like the first time.
Yeah,
But
I feel the same
I
way.
guess I could kind of include it, like say like my professor's been going over it quite a bit, quite pretty extensively.
Yeah, he definitely is going over it extensively. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that people don't learn about. They're just expected to pick it up. So I'm surprised that we're actually learning about it, which I'm happy about it because it's really going to help you out in
Yeah,
your field.
it kind of just fell into my lap real nicely there.
Yeah, and it was requirement, and now you're learning about it, so it's nice.
Yeah. All right.
So I have
So
one. Oh yeah, you go first.
well, what I have down so far is spell check my stuff, break up my big paragraph into more concise and smaller paragraphs, and then the SEO thing. And then what else did you have?
So by your in your resume, the objective one, that's here I saw like on in the writing center of the university, which is like let me check. Okay, the University of Wisconsin, and it says like let me find it. The objective one like objective are always like frequently repeated job titles or descriptions which are like likely included elsewhere in your application. So I think your objective is a kind of like repeated with your like the content of below your resume in your resume elsewhere. So I think can improve that into like write your objective like into a very brief sentence, like one or two sentences to say like plan your career path and what you and focus on your like target and the goal you want to achieve.
Okay. Let me take a note of that real quick.
Okay. And let me know when you're done writing that down because I have something else to add to that.
All right. I'm
Okay.
ready.
So I know that you're going for an internship. I'm not sure if that's paid or unpaid, but an internship in general, they're looking for students. So on your resume, kind of going from your cover letter to your resume, I know that for mine, I did not include my GPA because I'm going for a job that they're not asking for, like, how well did you do in your HR class? They're asking, like, what kind of experience do you have? So, I mean, something to look out for yours is maybe to include, I mean, just think about maybe if you want to include your GPA or not, depending on what it is, just to show that, like, you are a student and this, like, this is what semester you're in, something like that. Just something to keep in mind just because they're looking for, like, a student.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it doesn't say they're looking for a student, but assuming it's an internship, I mean, what grown-ass woman or adult would want an internship?
Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay, so wait. I accidentally just deleted the ones on my cover letter. We had spell check.
And it just means, like, don't just go through Google. Maybe have somebody else look at it, because, I mean, a lot of times, like, we're spending hours of time looking at the same sheet of paper. We don't catch it like somebody else would.
Yeah, like Google is kind of general. You can find someone in your like specific field to check it out.
I'll have like one of my English major friends do it.
And remember in class, Ryan, when you told me like the first sentence I messed up on, like if they're just gonna skim through mine, their first thing they're gonna know is to be like, oh, grammar mistake. They're not gonna look through the rest. They're gonna think incompetent child and then throw it away.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got 3 things for each of mine. I've got spell check on both. Shorten my concise sentences on my cover letter. Shorten my objective and make it more specific for my resume. Include my GPA and like more class-oriented stuff for my resume. And also spell check on my resume.
One thing that you said that I want to maybe tailor is that you said shorten your concise sentences. I think it should be concise your short sentences. You don't want it to just be short. You want it to be informational, but concise. I know the professor, like, you know, you guys sit next to me. He always comes and like sits by my side and says things to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a good writer, and so he's trying to give me tips. So like these are the kind of things that he's telling me.
Okay, cool. I changed it to concise paragraphs. Like break up that big one into separate chunks, separate little chunks.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right, so is that all we do for mine?
Going to your resume, I think it was a smart choice to do like the bulleted points that kind of match exactly what's on the job posting. Like, you're like, these are the, and I like how you even titled it like, or I'm not sorry. I think it was smart how you just put fulfilled requirements because that's using the exact same terminology as what they put in their job ad. So maybe that could have been a keyword. I'm not sure. But maybe even for an internship, they're looking for something that matches anything that had to do with that job posting.
Yeah.
So I think it's smart.
Okay. Let me see here.
And one thing that you did do that I found to be savvy is that you put things like, I'm currently studying this. I'm currently not complete. Like if there was a requirement, like let's say they wanted you to know Excel. Maybe you don't know Excel, but you're learning Excel. Since they're, again, looking for a student, it's okay to say, you know, I haven't done that, but I'm working on it. Because, again, they're kind of looking for a student. So saying that you're learning it, I think is a smart move.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Should we go on to Mangdungs?
Yeah, let's go on to Mangdungs. What would you like to say about that?
I say you start.
No, I started on yours.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I'm looking at the job ad right now.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up. I was looking at yours. I'm going to pull hers up.
The major requirements are major in finance or marketing, a strong research and analysis skills, fast learning skills, and innovative spirit, good oral and written English.
Right.
Now I'm going back to pull up the cover letter that you posted.
Okay. I think it's, so for a strange question, McDum, do you have your Google set up to where it's in a different language?
Sorry?
Do you have your Google like settings in a different language, or is this a site that has like a Chinese lettering? Like if I were to search this site, would I see it differently than you're seeing it? Okay, because there's a lot of things that I can't read. I'm like, what is that?
It's because it's a program in China, so It's basically like Chinese. But that's why the main part are English.
I think the main things we need to be able to read from it are in English, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Information management. On your cover letter for your skills, are you majoring in management?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not finance or what was the other one I said?
Marketing.
Yeah, because actually this internship is requiring like the data collecting, researching, and analyzing, which is actually my major is working for. My major applies into almost all the industry of the company.
Yeah, and looking at your resume, you do use a lot of keywords, so that again is a smart move. And in the requirements that I'm looking at, it doesn't say that it's required. It is under requirements, but it just says preferred. So
yeah,
I think that'll disqualify. I think as long as you're going to be proving like, hey, I meet all the job descriptions. Maybe I'm not a preferred candidate, but I can meet these descriptions. So hopefully that'll be enough. Especially if you put some of those keywords in there, it might really fit.
Yeah, because since the major isn't marketing or finance, I just stress how your major does cover the requirements and qualifications.
Okay, so looking at the job description, on number 4 it says other related work with marketing and GCG client financing. What is GCG financing?
Let me see. Okay, so.
Let's see. So I'm looking at if that is right, whatever that is right now. It looks like it's an employee benefits.
Yeah. Other related work with marketing and GCG. Actually, I don't quite know what is GCG.
I'm even looking it up. I'm a little confused. I might have to do a little bit more research on that. I think it has something to do with benefits because it's talking about it's a financial firm talking about like risk management, employee benefits, and wealth management. So that's kind of like ringing a bell for me. Like this might have something to do with my field. So I should know what this is. Unfortunately, I do not. One thing that I was looking up on Strategy which it was just something I Googled up, it says 2015 technology industry trends, saying that computer hardware and software firms must choose between profit margins and revenue growth while eyeing new delivery models because technology is so like volatile and always changing because something can come in, like let's say Apple comes and like just kills the industry and like all of its competitors are gone. So I think you know, maybe it would be smart to include something like that in your resume or cover letter that shows that you know what's up to date on the trends.
So my network just doesn't work. What you say very important. Can you just repeat that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do talk fast. So just doing some minor research on technology industry trends, I would say to maybe something that I did not do that I should do is maybe research what's happening right now in the industry. So if you get called for that interview, you have something to talk about, and it's like, oh, where do you see yourself in 4 years? Like you kind of know what's happening now to base your answer off of. But that's something to go into the interview. So I guess that's not a good tip right now because if we're not talking about interviewing.
Yeah, so I actually searched a little information about this industry. So as the first stage, IBM, they did is just software or technology improvement or innovation, that kind of thing. Then furthermore, after 2004, they buy another company, which the name I forget. And they started to do the consulting financing thing with the cloud system and data collecting because now it's a big data era. So it's a big benefit for them because they are. I'm sorry. Oh, it's so cute. It's a really big advantage for them to do the consulting thing because they own a lot of data, a huge database.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Maybe you wanted to touch on that in your cover letters, showing that you know just like general about the company.
Yeah, just like after this class, I realized I missed that part of which I included in the like memo for the job posting.
Yeah, I noticed that too on mine. I didn't include a lot of things. Like I looked at both of yours, but then I started to go through like other students in the class and noticed I didn't add that. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Do you guys, okay, just a side note, do you guys know when we started? Because there's no timer on this.
Hold up. I can tell you real quick. If I can just pull up this chat. I think it's been about 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so we've really talked about your cover letter, Mingdam, not really your resume. So, Ryan, do you want to look at her resume so we can give some tips on that?
Yeah, I've got it pulled up right now.
I do too. So, one thing that okay, I can't say that I like it. I noticed that we both use the same kind of template with like the color in the top that has like, mine was green, but yours is blue. Smart decision without giving an opinion, I guess.
It's actually the sample from the Word, I know.
Yeah.
I noticed that you've got a lot of detail on like your education and experience.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing very much research or knowledge on what IBM is exactly doing and how you can benefit the company by getting hired.
Well, I think that would be in her cover letter, not her resume.
That would be in cover letter.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah. But that's just that's where I would put it.
Yeah. I tried looking up some of the government policies involving IT.
Mhm.
And I was just really confused. I didn't I looked up multiple different websites and didn't really find cuz is it going to be a Chinese policies that you're going to be dealing with?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it would be a global technology. It's just her translation in Chinese. That's it.
Dealing with the Chinese region.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really know what to say, honestly.
So looking at your resume, let's see. So maybe considering the document design.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot of bolds, not a lot of italics. I mean, even if in there and your header, you did put a lighter tone of that blue to make it kind of stand out, it makes your name stand out more. So I think that was a smart decision. But maybe do your document design. Under education, it looks a little jumbled to me. Maybe the University of Colorado through information management, you have 3 things. Maybe you could have, let's say, centered that to kind of make it look more together.
Oh, I think I'm looking at a different resume. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing.
And then maybe even consider putting bullet points for it says relevant college courses. Maybe just put relevant coursework. You don't have to put college in there because you know that you're in college. It sounds kind of look at me, I'm in college. I'm something like that. So I might shout me a little bit too much. But in your objective, you didn't use the word I one time. So proud. But I think maybe just bullet the college coursework that you did, and that would make it kind of just pop a little bit more.
But how about I have an idea on my resume. How about put the course title on the beginning and the brief explanation on it, because I don't have too much work experience and I'm looking for the internship, so that the experience will not be the highlight. So I want to highlight my education and related course.
I think that's really smart. I mean, if you're going for internships, they're not going to be well, we can't give you this internship and pay you nothing because you haven't worked. If you had worked before, you typically won't get an internship because you are needing to work for cash. So I think doing your exactly what you learned in school and what you could bring to the table with your just book knowledge, that might be what they're looking for with an internship and willingness to work and to learn. That's what I think an internship would be. But I've never had an internship, so that's all just coming from my friend's experience with them. I've never had one, so that was not a personal reference.
Yeah, me neither. Um, as far as the document design goes, I would put a dividing bar
Okay.
in between from where your name and contact information is
Uh-huh.
to where your objective starts.
Yeah.
I think that would just look nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Break up the page a little bit more.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So, do you guys have anything else to say?
No, I think we're good with that.
Okay, so for my cover letter, I should like combine the company venue with my contribution to it, and for the resume parts, I need to like pay more attention to the document design and leverage and apply the courses to the job, to the position, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So,
I am pulling up Jennifer's stuff right now.
Okay. How are we doing on time?
I think that's fine. He wrote like a brief like on his website. It says no less than 20 minutes, but no more than 60 minutes.
Yeah, and since I said I think it's been 15, it's been 5 minutes. Or 6 minutes.
We're not going to go over an hour because I don't think he would feel comfortable with watching all that.
Yeah, you probably won't even want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'm still pulling up.
So, I go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so for your cover letter, I think that maybe it's not a memo, right?
It's not.
Yeah.
I didn't put them on there. When I was doing my Word document, I couldn't see, it looked like this. It didn't tell me what my header was because I was doing it not through my computer. And then when I uploaded it, it had that. And I was like, I didn't want to put that there. So I apologize. That was
Okay, I got you. That's fine. So, for the other part, I think you write the whole thing like for your working experience, which I think is kind of repeat on your resume.
yeah.
You can highlight some brief skills or highlight some brief qualifications, and I also like to say how it match the company's core value or how to contribute to the company, and that would be great, I think. Because you include all these details in your resume, you just repeated it.
Yeah, I kind of did that too with mine. I don't really know. I don't have any advice on how to fix that.
Well, what would you do?
Well, mine, my cover letter, I spout off about how I've got all these things I can bring to the table, and that would benefit the company. And then I just kind of restated them in the next one. I'm comparing your two documents right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you know what? No, I take that back. My bad. Oh wow, okay, I missed the objective. On your resume, the objective, don't you want to state that you're pursuing the position?
I didn't know what to do. I went on Google and I was like, oh, how should you structure this? And it was your objective, what you want to do, if you worked anywhere, I don't know. It was very unclear, so that's why it's an awkward sentence.
Okay, yeah. I just, for my objective, I Googled, several examples, and they all just mentioned something about getting the position.
Okay. So kind of when you do your cover letter, it says, I'm writing you in regards to this, blah, blah, blah. Kind of use that for your objective, kind of tell them the position that you're looking to get.
Yeah, but I think that keeping your objective, the way it is, but just mentioning the position also.
Okay, so it makes it even more tailored towards that position.
Yeah.
So okay, I see what you mean. Because right now, that objective I could put with anything, and I do put it with everything. Which I need to learn how to tailor it.
So I think you don't need to write the actual position, but the position's achievement. But yeah, because if you write I want blah blah position, that it's repeated in your like cover letter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a goal for that position.
Callbacks, customers, service appointments, and charges.
So right now, my notes are saying that so the cover letter is a little redundant with the resume, so kind of like break the two up. And even if it's kind of the same information, make sure it's like paraphrased or use the thesaurus to find other words that are similar. And then match my core values with the company core values and somehow incorporate that into my cover letter.
Yeah, make it like if it was like a little bit more skimmable. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Mine's definitely got the same. Like I've got that big chunky paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
But like your sentence where you say I have extensive experience with food and customer service, training employees, and creating schedules that led my knowledge of HR policy.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's at the end of that paragraph, I feel like they're gonna like skim past that, and I feel like that was like definitely one of the most crucial statements you had.
Okay. So try to incorporate that, like maybe second or third.
Emphasize it so it's like easier, easily seen.
So it would be followed under one of those things that Professor Singer said, like what was it he said? He says the things that stuck out to you, something like that. So it means something that just like caught your eye. So yeah, just caught your eye. It's gonna catch somebody else's eye.
Yeah, that definitely caught my eye because like as I was reading it, it was like okay, she's interested in the job. And then like you're saying that you're prepared for this position, but it's all at the end of it, and it's like, I just feel like it could have been at like the beginning of the next paragraph or something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I'll take definitely keep that in mind.
So I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So in your resume, you mentioned like two period of experience and with different like writing style.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can like briefly summarize a kind of what you get from this job, like maybe like teamwork or like communication with people. Then to list out your duty with this job to like prove you actually have these skills. Oh, I think that will be better.
Okay, yeah, because that definitely ties into something that was on the resume saying like I would have to monitor and train like frontline employees. So communication would be something that I did not include on there. So I probably should include that. And maybe even like I know that I'm not going for like a student position, but I am going to take this class called Negotiation and Conflict Management, which I think would be something maybe handy to write on there since I would have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's definitely something worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And with the same structure will be like more like clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like your like design and the contribution, not contribution, like distribution for the like the different like the experience and the education, because you are applying for a job, not an internship. So you just mentioned where you go to the college, but emphasis on your experience, and I like that.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, thank you.
And then like the one obvious one is just the document design. If they just shared a similar like design look.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked like they went together.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I don't know why I never thought of that. Like kind of like how yours has like the lines going through it. If I had them like kind of structured the same way.
Yeah, so it's kind of a package deal.
Mhm.
I like it.
I previously used like Jenny's like resumes document design, but I found like it's hard to find a similar one with a cover letter.
Yeah.
So
I
just
try to make my own. Like I'll just like make a box around it, and then I'll delete the top and the bottom. So I like make sure that they won't be like, oh, you just got this off the internet, or you just got this from Word templates. I want to like make mine a little unique.
Like you use one template and then you use another one.
Was it?
Yeah, no. It like looks like you use one template, then you just jump to another one.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because even though I'm going into HR and that doesn't exactly aspire creativity, I still don't want to look like a square, which is typically what HR people are. So I have to break the mold. Fun people in HR.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for. Policies are fun.
All right, cool.
Cool.
So do you think that's good?
I mean, honestly, this went better than I thought it was going to go. We were structured.
a
Word.
lot of it is thanks to you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
You're the one who put it together. Just so you know, Dr. Singer, Ryan's the one who put this entire thing together and got us all in Google Chat, because I was just not going to even.
How do we
Alright.
submit it?
Let's just all, okay, now we've prepared a song. We're all going to sing to Dr. Singer. Right.
Okay, so wait. Am I good to
We
start
don't
the
need to do
broadcast?
anything on his website, right?
No, I think we're just going to submit this video, and I think we should cut it now so he doesn't hear us saying all this now.
Uh-huh.